Is that an eye? Yeah, that's weird. This is Steve here, and welcome to Classified Captures. Do me a favor and stick around till the very end. You're not gonna want to miss this. Okay, this was allegedly filmed in Yellowstone National Park. We got a bear with two heads. Isn't that what they call someone with a hangover when you're grumpy and stuff? Oh man, that guy's like a bear with two heads. So have we got like some redneck guy walking through the forest with a hangover, or is this an actual bear? I guess we gotta find out. Where's Grizzly Adams when you need him, huh? We know that, biological anomalies happen, but that looks too much like AI to me. I mean, it's got a natural gait, but then again, so does the field to my farm. What do you think? Okay, now we got a weird bird. Flappy, flappy, leggy, caughty, something weird going on. That's a kestrel. And anybody who's ever seen one of these things fly knows that they can do this. They can on updrafts and stuff and just stay perfectly still until they find what they're looking for and then dive straight on the thing. Yeah, there's nothing supernatural or weird. The thing's not got its leg caught or it's not doing anything. It's just being a bird. End of story. You would be surprised by what security cameras capture when no one thinks they're being watched. Take a look at this. A woman walks into her chicken coop to feed her birds. It's an ordinary moment, a routine task. Nothing about it suggests that anything unusual is about to unfold. Then she sees it. At the far end of the coop, crouched low to the ground, is what appears to be a naked figure, human in shape, but something feels off. The moment she notices it, she immediately backs away. And that's when the figure moves. It stumbles out of the coop and into clearer view. It looks very tall. There's a bald patch in the middle of its head. The toenails appear long, dark, and curved, almost like talons. Even the way it walks seems unsteady, almost unnatural. Because of its height and its strange appearance, some viewers insist that this is not an ordinary person. They believe it could be some kind of humanoid living deep in the woods. Others connect it to stories about wild animals who exist outside of civilization. And of course, there are those who take it even further, suggesting it might be a hybrid or something that escaped from a lab. At the same time, there are more grounded explanations. It could be a human being in serious distress, someone struggling with illness, substance influence, or harsh effects of extreme living conditions. And in an era where viral clips spread within minutes, there's also the possibility that this was staged or even generated using artificial intelligence. Without verified details, well, there's no solid proof that anything extraordinary happened here. Still, the footage lingers. A quiet coop, a routine visit, and a figure that doesn't quite fit. Well, now that you've seen it, what do you believe was standing in that coop? And here we go again. Epstein files, things related to Bill Gates. Now, I've said it before, and I don't need to say it again. We all know these guys are as dodgy as hell. But we got a newly referenced batch of Epstein-related files reportedly indicating that Bill Gates discussed the strain pandemic simulation with Jeffrey Epstein in 2017. The claim connects these discussions to broader pandemic preparations, conversations prior to COVID-19. Separately, reports from SOMO state that Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, and Sinovac collectively earned around $90 billion in profits from COVID-19 vaccines in 21-22. You know, we all know COVID-19 was an exercise in control. Of course it was. You saw all these guys walking around with their little PPE masks and all this sort of stuff, which was just ridiculous. If this thing was dangerous, microscopic, you think that's going to keep it out? The whole thing was just one great big clown fest from beginning to end. But anyway, let's watch this thing. I don't know who the guys are that he's with. I can't see Jeffrey Epstein in there at all. But I'm absolutely 100% positive that this is true. And anybody that can tell me different, please do, because you have no idea how much I'm dying to be wrong.
There's something.
This security camera is positioned at the front of a house overlooking the yard and the gate to the compound. At first, everything looks normal, quiet, and still. Then a light begins to form near the gate. It's faint, but it quickly takes on a shape. The outline looks like a person. It resembles a man standing right in front of the entrance. And if you look closely, you can make out what appears to be legs moving. The upper part fades in and out near where the shoulders should be. The figure lingers there, pacing back and forth as if it has a purpose. Then, without warning, it disappears. When you watch the footage closely, the movement is subtle. This is not a solid body. It looks more like a shifting glow shaped into a human silhouette. Because of this, some people believe it could be something spiritual, a divine being, a guardian angel is watching over the home. But there are other explanations. Security cameras rely on infrared light, especially at night. Dust, moisture, or fog can distort what the camera sees. Passing headlights, shadows from trees, or even compression glitches can create shapes that look human. You're seeing the same figure, the same pacing, the same sudden disappearances. Is it something standing watch, or is it simply light and shadow appearing to be something more? Now we got some alien ships over Sao Paulo, Brazil. Sao Paulo? Sao Paulo? Supulu? Can someone please tell me how to say that? You know I keep getting words wrong, sentences wrong. Hey, it's just who I am. Someone tell me how to say that, would you please? Sao Paulo, state. Sao Paulo here. Who has actually witnessed this? Who can tell us what it is? Because there's no way that these lighting effects from fireworks or a lighting show from a nearby stadium or something like that. There's something weird going on here, and personally, I don't think that's AI. For once, the footage is actually quite clear. And you know how much I hate it when the footage isn't clear. So, let me know what... Okay, now we got a massive creature clinging to the side of a house. Sounds like one of my ex-girlfriends trying to get in my window. The clip shows a moth-like being with large wings and strange horn-like protrusions on its head. Yeah, definitely one of my ex-girlfriends. Whoa, that's big. It's got weird eyes. Is that an eye? The hell is that? And the footage is clear once again. Is that like a little eye that I saw? I mean, it kind of looks like the silhouette of a Muppet, but I've never seen a Muppet clinging onto the side of a wall, so. Anyone here can say what this is? This looks alien, does it not? Some of you might not even think it's artificial intelligence generated, but is it or isn't it? Well, I can tell you that it's not. This is a real deep-sea fish with a completely transparent head. You can actually see its eyes inside, along with its internal structures. It looks unreal, almost computer-made, but this fish exists. The species is known as the barrel-eye fish. It lives deep in the ocean, usually between about 2,000 and 2,800 feet below the surface, in what's often called the twilight zone. It's small, only around 6 inches long. What makes it so unique is the transparent, fluid-filled dome on the top of its head. Inside that dome is its large green tubular eyes. For a long time, scientists believed those eyes were fixed in an upward position. Later research revealed something even more fascinating. The eyes can rotate. That ability allows the fish to look upward to spot prey above it, then rotate its eyes forward when it moves in to feed. It may look terrifying at first glance, but what you're seeing is not something unnatural. It's simply evolution perfected in the darkness of the deep sea. Okay, now we got a strange creature swimming around a boat. Not sure what this is gonna be exactly. It's not a merman, not a mermaid, not a siren apparently, nothing like that. Yeah, it's got spines as well. That's like a miniature Godzilla. The hell is that? I've no idea what the hell that is, but there's plenty of dinosaur images of creatures that looked exactly like that thing. But what do you think? Do you think this could be a dinosaur? Could some dinosaurs have lasted, survived without anybody knowing about them until now? Crocodiles did.
There was going across that part of the airport strip. I was trying to see if the airport staff knew about it or anyone, but
Yeah, I know. It's another one of those clips you guys don't like, but pay attention. This footage was captured by a passenger seated by the window during takeoff. As the plane begins to lift, the camera points toward the runway and the surrounding tarmac. At first, everything appears normal, then something moves. Near the far end of the tarmac, a dark shape suddenly rushes across the frame from left to right. It happens fast enough that you could miss it if you blink. But when you slow the footage down and focus on the darkish area, the shape becomes clearer. It appears low to the ground, the movement looks controlled, intentional, it seems to be running on 4 legs. The first impression many people had, including my team, was that this looked like an animal, not a truck, not a cart. Airport officials reportedly stated that it could have been a motorized ground vehicle, but there is something unusual about that explanation. The silhouette does not clarify show headlights, it doesn't look box-shaped, it looks narrow, low. Its movement feels more like something alive than something mechanical. Because of that, some people have suggested it could have been a dog, a fox, or a wolf, or even a bear. Whatever it was, it moved incredibly fast, and from that distance, it appeared larger than expected. Wildlife appearing on airport runways is not unheard of. Airports around the world regularly deal with animals that wander onto tarmac. The footage shows the same runway, the same moment, and one shape crossing it at impossible speed. The only mystery left is whether it was a machine doing its job or an animal that was never supposed to be there.
there was going across that part of the airport strip. I was trying to see if the airport staff knew about it or anyone, but no one knew about any of that, what was going on.
Florida has long been known as a hotspot for strange headlines and unexplained events. Recently, attention has shifted to Sarasota. According to multiple residents, metallic spheres have been seen floating high in the sky. Smooth, reflective, silent objects drifting at altitude with no visible means of propulsion. Then came the second wave of reports. Some locals claim their electronics began behaving strangely. Radios are cutting out without warning, phones glitching, computers are slowing down. Network signals are dropping at random. The timing has led many to connect the two. Because when something appears in the sky and technology begins to fail, well, people start asking questions. One popular theory is that this could be advanced alien technology interfering with human systems. There have been countless claims over the years where an alleged alien presence coincided with electronic disruption. Some believe it has to do with frequencies, energy, signals we do not fully understand. Others believe the explanation may be closer to home: classified surveillance equipment, spy technology, devices designed to observe from above without being noticed. There have long been concerns about surveillance, not just from governments but from foreign entities as well. And then there's the simplest explanation: weather balloons. Airborne debris, ordinary objects are misinterpreted under unusual conditions. Still, the reports continue. Metallic spheres, silent movement, electronics are failing without warning. Whatever is floating above Sarasota, it has left behind more questions than answers. So does anyone have any leads? Take a look at this. There are many stories of people declared dead only for their bodies to suddenly move moments later. A person might sit up slightly, lift their arms in the air, the torso may jerk. To those watching, it can seem as if life has briefly returned only for the body to fall still again. Because of how dramatic it appears, some interpret it as a spiritual event, but there's a medical explanation. And it's known as the Lazarus sign. The Lazarus sign is not a person coming back to life. It's a reflex movement that can occur in patients who are brain dead, usually while still on life support. Residual reflex activity in the spinal cord causes it. Even when the brain is completely stopped functioning, certain spinal pathways can trigger automatic muscle responses. In some cases, the arms may rise briefly toward the chest and then fall back down. It can look intentional, but it's not a conscious movement. What appears shocking or even supernatural is in fact a documented neurological reflex. Have you ever witnessed something like this yourself? Now we got someone who thinks they filmed alien ships in the sky. Grainy nighttime footage. I'm already kind of not interested. Unless these things do something really, really peculiar in the next 10 seconds, I'm gonna call this out as just planes, helicopters that are too far away to make a noise. Because these, I'm sorry, but these just look like normal human craft. Come on, do something weird. Do something weird. Do something strange. Yeah, I'm not bored of that already. Let's move on to the next one.
Whoa.
We got a lady who's driving in a car when she notices some kind of entity. And a few seconds in, she notices that her windscreen is broken. Some believe it's some kind of 5D entity. Now, I've never heard of a 5D entity. What the hell is a 5D entity? Can someone explain that phrase to me? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Is it gonna walk past the windshield? Well, the windshield was already broken in the first place. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Can you focus in, dude? I'm sorry, I have no idea what to say about this. The guy's windshield was already broken, that was obvious. And to me, that just looked like a person with a torch on their head. I couldn't see anything remotely abnormal about this, but maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. Now, how many of you guys out there like Brad Pitt as an actor and as a person? I've always thought he comes across as a really nice guy. And did you see him in Troy? Now, I'm the straightest man on the face of the planet, but holy hell. Anyway, let's see what he's got to say. Apparently he's talking about trying out Satanism.
Me to my adult years or leaving home where I could really try on something different for myself. That was Satanism. It's working out really well. I made a pact. The movie came out, so we're...
Look, the guy's clearly joking. There's been so much said about musicians and actors and people selling their souls to the devil and having a pact with Satan, and that's the reason they never grow old, and all this sort of stuff, which, come on. I mean, come on, give me a break. It's pretty obvious the guy's being sarcastic as hell, and let's be honest with you, who can blame him? I can't. A man claims he has time traveled to the year 2050, and the footage he shared has captured widespread attention. The first location he shows is the White House. It looks completely abandoned and in ruins. Graffiti reading "No Entry" covers the walls, the broken windows give it a look of deserted property. He even enters the building, showing the interior, including what appears to be the table in the Oval Office. The footage continues with empty highways, weeds sprouting through the cracks in the streets, and an eerie silence that stretches for miles. Next, the video shifts to the Pentagon, which also appears completely abandoned with no signs of life anywhere. Every scene looks strikingly real, almost too perfect, making it difficult to determine whether this is genuine footage or AI generated. Some see it as proof that time travel technology exists, and like this could be a glimpse of the future waiting for us. Skeptics, however, suggest that advanced AI could have created these scenes. So you've seen the footage, the empty streets, the abandoned landmarks, the hauntingly silent future. What do you believe that you're looking at? Now, I know what I'm about to say might sound scary or even unbelievable to some people, but stay with me just for a moment. There's an idea that when a person dies, the brain doesn't shut off instantly. For a short period, there can still be measurable activity lasting about 7 minutes. Because of that, a theory's emerged suggesting that the brain might replay your entire life in those final moments. But how could an entire life replay in just 7 minutes? Albert Einstein once said that time is relative. If time is not experienced the same way in every frame of reference, then those 7 minutes in a dying brain could feel like years or even decades. What if what we are experiencing right now is not ongoing life but a final replay? What if this reality is simply the brain stretching its last moments into what feels like an entire lifetime? A woman and her husband had gone out to take some wildlife photographs. Her husband stood on the side of the road, focused on capturing animals, while she positioned herself a few meters away, taking a picture of him. The car was parked nearby, the boot was open, but at the time nothing seemed out of the ordinary. After a day spent enjoying the outdoors, they returned home. As the woman began reviewing the photos she'd taken, she noticed something disturbing. In the frame that included their car, a ghostly figure appeared. The body looked dark, but on closer inspection, a face emerged complete with two dark eyes, a nose, and long black hair. What made it even more unsettling was that neither she nor her husband had seen or felt anything unusual at the scene. The figure only became visible when reviewing the photographs at home. The couple was left deeply disturbed, with no explanation for how this mysterious presence appeared in their picture. Now we got a child carrying a bobcat to the entrance of her house. A bobcat?
Almost there. Look, Mr. Camera. See? He's nice.
Ellie, what is that? Put it down. Put it down right now.
But he's tall.
Oh, bless
That's
her.
a wild animal.
He's
Bless
nice, I
her.
promise.
Shit.
Hello?
That's badass. I'm sorry, I really hope that's real. If I had kids, I'd want a daughter like that. That's badass. That's the only thing I gotta say about that.
Almost there. Look, Mr. Camera. See? He's nice. Oop.
Ellie, what is that? Put it down. Put it down right now.
But he's tall.
That's a wild animal.
He's nice, I promise. Hello?
In this bizarre footage, a man finds the tail of a snake sticking out of his door. Not one to shy away, he attempts to coax it out with a stick. But lo and behold, the stick doesn't cut it. Instead, he ends up pulling out a massive cobra, neck flared out, ready to strike. The startled man leaps back, chucking the stick like a hot potato. It's quite a funny sight, but let's not forget, this is a cobra we're talking about. The man's instinctive reaction to create distance is a smart move when dealing with such a creature. Cobras are venomous snakes, and their venom serves as a crucial tool for hunting and self-defense. This venom is capable of causing paralysis in their prey, ultimately leading to successful predation. Luckily for the man, the snake decides not to launch an attack. The footage left us on the edge, and boy, are we glad that man's safe. Next, we've got another trail cam footage that has left people with a lot of questions. This comes from a trail cam owner who recently retrieved his device from the woods and was greatly disturbed by what he found. Let's take a look at this eerie footage. In the video, we see a little girl emerging from the depths of the woods. She has shiny blonde hair and is wearing a long white robe. As she gets closer, she pauses, squatting for a moment while looking back. It's almost as though she's checking to see if someone or something is following her. Then she stands up and starts walking quickly, eventually disappearing from view. But here is where things get even more unsettling. Soon after the little girl is out of sight, another figure appears coming from the same direction. This being is also dressed in a white robe, but it looks more like a mature woman with long black hair. Unlike the girl, this figure is crawling on the ground, heading in the same direction the girl went. The footage is downright creepy. Who were these two figures? Why was the girl out there in the woods alone? And who or what was this crawling woman? Could the girl have been running from this terrifying figure? This drone footage shows something very bizarre. From an island, a beam of light shoots into the sky toward the mainland. The scene is surreal, almost like something out of a sci-fi movie. Alien enthusiasts believe that such lights are often associated with UFO sightings and extraterrestrial activity. They argue that the light could be a beacon or a portal, something beyond our current technological capabilities. On the other hand, some think it could be a part of a covert military experiment. Military bases and testing sites are often located in remote areas away from prying eyes. The beam could be related to advanced weaponry or a high-energy experiment. Governments around the world have long been suspected of hiding advanced technology from the public, and this footage could be evidence of such activities. What do you think? Still on meteors, this next footage is another alleged one.
Hello?
Hey, where's mom?
She should be at home.
Okay.
In the footage, we can see that there are thousands of lights painting the sky. Now, we've all heard about the beauty of meteor showers, right? Meteor showers can be a spectacular sight where the night sky turns into a canvas adorned with streaks of light as the meteors make their fiery entrance. But wait a minute. Something about this looks a bit off, doesn't it? The usual meteor shower might not resemble this bizarre dance of lights. So the million-dollar question, are these truly meteors, or is there something else at play in the cosmic arena? Again, if there are experts here, we'd love to hear from you. A woman and her daughter drove to a camp in a remote location surrounded by mountains and hills. As they traversed the road below, the scenic beauty inspired the woman to take a panoramic view of the breathtaking landscape. But here's where it gets interesting. As she's recording, she spots someone walking off a steep mountainside. She brings her daughter's attention to the person on the mountainside, but her daughter can't see. Nonchalantly, she films it to show her later. When they set to review the footage, they discovered something truly bizarre. The figure was not just any person, it was an enormous being with broad shoulders and what seemed like fur covering its body. As they zoomed in on the footage, it became increasingly evident that this was not a human being captured in the video. Had the woman and her daughter unintentionally documented a sighting of a Bigfoot? That's what most who saw the footage believed they had done. Having seen it, what do you think? Still on strange sky phenomenon, some photographers have made a discovery and I'm going to show it to you.
What's happening is this scope is so powerful and it's got such a fast focal ratio that when I do these long exposures on these really bright stars, it reveals some sort of a grid pattern.
So we all know that our sky is, well, sky, right? These photographers started playing around with the settings of their cameras because, well, that's what photographers do. The result is one that shocked even them. After playing around with the exposure settings of his camera, a photographer noticed that there was a grid-like pattern around the celestial bodies he was shooting. He shared this discovery and exact settings with the online community and they began to try it too.
I had to hop on this trend when I saw people adjusting the settings in their cameras and they started seeing all these crazy things in the sky. I had to cut out the first half of this video because it was way too long, but you guys, this is crazy. What is actually going on?
All those who tried it starting to have results similar to what he had. Take this second clip, for instance. The grid looks like something you would expect from a digital creation or world. To the photographers, this was strange and cool. To paranormal enthusiasts, however, it was a long-awaited sign and confirmation. All of such who saw the clip believe that this was confirmation that we are indeed living in a matrix. When I look at these clips, I get where they're coming from, but there are some who don't share the view. They believe that what you're seeing is nothing more than the pixels of the camera. They believe it becomes very evident because of the adjusted settings of the camera. When you think about it, that sounds logical. The paranormal community, however, rejects it. They think that those are voices trying to mislead us from the truth. What say you?
And then I'm looking at this tree and I'm like, okay, so the tree doesn't have it. It's like real things don't have it. But it's all over the sky. I don't know why I'm whispering.
This next footage was taken at an unknown location with no information whatsoever about where or when it was captured.
Yo, look at that. Look at everybody in the highway right now. I don't know, bro.
In the footage, we see people gathered along the roadside, some parked and out of their cars, all pointing their cameras and phones at the sky. The object they're filming is a flat craft hovering in the air with a blue round light at its bottom. Everyone seemed both awestruck and curious about this UFO-like object in the sky. The craft itself is eerie and mesmerizing, its flat shape and the glowing blue light at its bottom giving it an otherworldly appearance, unlike any known aircraft or drone. What could this be? Is it an advanced human-made drone, a military experiment, or something extraterrestrial? The lack of information about the location or context makes it even more mysterious. Some in the paranormal community think it's a cleverly stitched and edited clip, whereas others think this has got to be the real deal. You've seen the clip yourself. What do you think?
Yo, look at that.
This next one was sent in by two farmers who spotted a large creature covered in orange fur. In typical fashion, when the creature saw them approach, it dashed away. They weren't sure what it was, and looking at the footage, I can't say either. On second thought, could it actually be a large body size, unique fur, and a talent for avoiding humans? Folks, I think these farmers may have just run into the legendary Sasquatch. One thing bothers me, though. It has a much brighter fur than we're used to seeing. Aaron is convinced it's a Sasquatch. I am, well, partially, but then again, what do you guys think of this one? Real, fake, Sasquatch, or something else? Next, we have an eerie sight from the streets of Turkey you don't see every day. And yes, that is an actual road with a long crack, pulsating as though it were breathing. The immediate question that comes to mind is, what could be causing this? Is the Earth alive and harboring some mysterious energy beneath the surface? While believers in the paranormal think so, the logical and scientific find it laughable. They believe there's a more logical explanation for the whole thing. One plausible explanation is that the crack is responding to changes in pressure, causing it to contract and expand. To them, it's not the Earth breathing, but rather the result of dynamic forces at play beneath the surface. What's your take on this pulsating road, a dance of the Earth, or perhaps just a geology problem? What do angels look like? There are various depictions of what these creatures could be. Some say they are light beings, others call them interdimensional, some heavenly, and so many more. Someone looking into the sky using a telescope spotted these in the sky. Strange lights, an entity moving across the sky, and there was this particular one that was a luminous thing that was rotating and changing shape as if floating away. People had a lot to say about this. Some thought it was an angel or some heavenly being. but others called it an atmospheric biological being. First time I've heard of this, and another called it a plasma being. Some also thought it was just debris and that we were seeing things that were not there. Aaron, my in-house intern on all things paranormal, thinks there's something there, but Julius, the scientific intern amongst us, thinks this is nothing more than a sham to mislead believers in the paranormal. What's your take? Still on the wonders of Mother Nature, take a look at this next one. Wondering why this lake is a big deal? Well, maybe because it's not a lake. This is supposed to be the desert of Oman, but somehow it's flooded. I didn't believe the clip when I saw it, so I did some research, and it turns out it's actually true. How does a place go from looking like a desert to looking like this? A team member shared some theories stating that the current pole shifting could be responsible. Another mentioned cloud seeding. In fact, one stated that Oman has a magical pop-up rainforest. For 3 months each year, a very special weather phenomenon happens in Oman that transforms the usually arid desert into a spectacular rainforest. Seemingly, overnight, barren slopes are turned into emerald green hills, lakes and waterfalls sprout forth, and the temperature drops to a cool 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius. That sounds cool, right? My research proves that's not the case, and that's purely speculation. I don't live near the spot, so it's hard to confirm myself. But scientists on the internet wouldn't lie, right? If you live around, please confirm if these things are true or not. In Xinjiang, people have been noticing these things in the sky. These patterns you see are birds. According to the owner of the footage, this was not the first time. The birds have been making these strange patterns in the sky since February of 2023. What could be causing these birds to do these strange performances in the sky? Upon closer examination, ornithologists and experts have weighed in on this intriguing phenomenon. They suggest that the behavior of these birds could be attributed to various factors, such as changes in their migratory patterns, alterations in local weather conditions, or even natural instincts triggered by environmental shifts. While these explanations provide scientific insight, the local community has also speculated on more mystical interpretations. Some residents wonder if these mesmerizing patterns hold a deeper meaning. Perhaps these animals are trying to tell us something. What's your take on this winged spectacle, a natural phenomenon, or maybe a hint of something more mysterious in the air? Get ready for a mind-bender. Picture this, a plane caught on camera, seemingly hanging out in the sky without budging. Planes, as far as we know, don't come equipped with mid-air stops or traffic signals, so when you see one hovering without a care in the world, it's enough to make you question the laws of aviation. The idea of a glitch in the matrix seems like the best explanation for this. After all, there's no logical explanation. Unless, of course, the aliens are responsible. I mean, take a second look and think about it. What else could be responsible for this? Here we have another wonder that was captured in the night sky of Panama City. If you watch carefully, there appears to be a peculiar glow emanating from behind the clouds. Many who saw it had the impression that it could be originating from some sort of unidentified flying craft. While sightings of UFOs or unidentified flying objects are not a new phenomenon, they still manage to grab our attention and leave us in awe. With the footage available, it's hard to determine what exactly this could be. This one, for instance, has the paranormal community divided. Some are convinced it is truly a UAP, while others are seeing nothing more than a video manipulation meant to mislead. Now I'd like to hear your thoughts too. What do you think about this sighting? What do you do when you come across coins that have never been officially made and circulated by any government in the world, especially when it looks alien and seems like it could have come from an alternate reality? Well, everyone knows you record and put it on the internet. Of course, that's exactly what the one who uploaded this online did, and it created one of the most heated debates we've ever had in a long time on one of our paranormal pages. Some argued that it could have been carved by someone for the purposes of mischief, while others argued it could have been alien. Others also thought it might have found its way into our world from an alternate reality through a rift in space and time. Yes, I know, it sounds ridiculous, but it's not impossible. Upon further research, we discovered that the coin in question bears a striking resemblance to a hobo nickel, a sculptural art form involved in creating modification of small denomination coins, resulting in miniature bas-reliefs. The United States nickel coin was favored because of its size, thickness, and softness, making it an ideal canvas for artistic expression. While the term hobo nickel is generic, carvings have been made from many denominations, and it's possible that this coin is an example of this art form. However, the unusual design and features of the coin still leave many questions unanswered, fueling the debate and speculation about its origin. We visit the seashore. Someone captured this huge image while out exploring the waters. Now, some might quickly attribute it to a mere reflection of the camera lens, but there was no sun out there and the weather was cloudy. Clearly, it could not have been that. The concept of glowing orbs is often associated with many mysterious occurrences, which has led to many conspiracy theories. Some say they are extraterrestrial beings. Others think that they're related to paranormal and interdimensional occurrences, but the list is never ending. You've seen them multiple times on this channel, so what's your theory?
How much an app or your phone can learn about you just from giving it access to your camera? This is what it looks like. This is my camera, not even recording. This is in real time, and it's identifying everything in the image.
In this footage, you can see this phone accessing the camera and actively labeling every item in the room. It's like the phone knows everything about your surroundings. This looks very scary. We're not safe at all and have no privacy with our phones. While technological advancements provide exciting possibilities, they also raise important questions about privacy and data security. Being aware of app permissions and taking steps to protect your privacy helps strike a balance between enjoying the benefits of technology and safeguarding personal information. To protect your privacy, it's essential to review and manage app permissions on your device. Be cautious about granting access to features like the camera unless it's necessary for the app's functionality. Regularly check your privacy settings and app permissions to ensure that you have control over what information your apps can access. Have you heard the name Dolores Cannon? She was a hypnotist who had an interesting ideology. She was a renowned hypnotherapist, past life regressionist, and author who developed a unique method of hypnosis known as the quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT for short. She spent over 50 years working in the field and wrote several books based on the information she gathered from her clients under hypnosis. One of her most notable theories involved the concept of souls coming together to form the population on Earth, arriving in what she called 3 waves of volunteers. According to Cannon, the first wave of volunteers are souls who initially found it difficult to adjust to life on Earth. They often felt uncomfortable and struggled with the violence and negativity in the world. The second wave are souls who were more comfortable here and often work as healers or spread positive energy through their very presence. The third wave are the newest souls, often children with advanced abilities and a higher level of consciousness, here to help the Earth transition into a new era. Another fascinating aspect of her work was her sessions with clients under deep hypnosis. Many of these clients would recall past lives, sometimes in great detail. Through these regressions, Cannon explored themes such as reincarnation, karma, and the soul's journey. She documented many of these sessions in her books, providing a unique perspective on human existence and the nature of reality. What do you think of this?
Of course, the young people are already there. Their DNA is already where it's supposed to be when they come in. They're so advanced. They're there already. That's the third wave. The gift of the world are these children.
The sun is not up there, so where's the light coming from? So the light came from the rocket?
Oh,
It's getting brighter too, like it's a portal into us or something. That's what it looks like.
A family was out at night enjoying a quiet evening when they took this astonishing footage of the sky. There was a mesmerizing blue light piercing through the clouds, casting an ethereal glow. It looked as though it was coming from a light source hidden behind the clouds. However, the sun had set a while ago, leaving everyone puzzled about the origin of this mysterious light. There are numerous natural phenomena that could potentially explain this, such as atmospheric refraction, electrical storms, or even rare auroras. Yet in this age of unexplained occurrences and advanced technology, it's hard to say for sure if this is purely a natural phenomenon. What if there is some sort of life form responsible for this? Could this blue light be an indication of extraterrestrial activity or advanced technology at work?
The sun is not up there, so where's the light coming from? So the light came from the rocket?
Oh, that's not.
In this next footage, we have an image that was shared by a lady online. The image was captured on a camera that was set in a children's room. She believes it captured a spirit attempting to communicate with a 2-year-old granddaughter and 7-month-old grandson. The footage starts off innocently with the supposed spirit engaging the 2-year-old. The engagement eats into the night amidst laughter and conversation. However, things take a turn when the child, perhaps feeling uneasy, tells the spirit to go away. Despite this plea, the spirit persisted, prompting the family to explore various methods to address the inexplicable occurrences. They were asked to employ some methods such as burning nettle salt and Palo Santo, traditionally believed to ward off negative energies, and that proved to be unsuccessful. Although the encounters were unsettling, it feels like the spirit might be trying to share a message rather than having harmful intentions. At least that's what Aaron hypothesized. What about you? Talking of Sasquatch, this is a recording of the said creature, and the audio was recorded back in 1983. The audio promises to give you goosebumps, much like the legendary Sierra sounds. The Sierra sounds, in particular, are known for purportedly capturing a series of vocalizations, grunts, and howls that some believe to be evidence of Sasquatch communication. Skeptics often question the authenticity of such recordings, considering alternative explanations like natural animal sounds, hoaxes, or misinterpretations. What's your take on these supposed spine-chilling Sasquatch recordings? A genuine encounter with the elusive creature, or maybe just a cleverly crafted piece of audio to keep the folklore alive? Someone shared this intriguing footage they had taken of the sky. In the footage, you can see a cloud with some dark figures within it. These figures look like entities that are lined up, creating an eerie and mysterious scene. As the camera zooms in, the figures become more distinct but still remain enigmatic. They appear almost humanoid, standing in a row, their forms contrasting starkly against the lighter cloud. The sight is both fascinating and unsettling, sparking curiosity and a sense of wonder. What could these dark figures be? Are they simply shadows cast by the interplay of light and cloud formations, or is there something more to this sighting? And for our final clip, we've got an interesting one. Someone shared this with us, claiming it was a UFO coming out of a hurricane. Now, this is the first that I've heard of that, but what do you think will make a UFO go through a hurricane? Is it starting these hurricanes? Is it hiding something in them? Or is it merely camouflage? It's hard to say, plus there's no guarantee this thing is real anyway, but if it was real, what do you think would be going on here? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Our next footage comes all the way from China. As you can see, a line of glowing orbs regenerates as it moves forward. No one can say with certainty what they are, but these glowing orbs could be attributed to human-made gadgets or items such as drones equipped with lights or some other equipment with lights. In recent years, drone light shows have become increasingly popular for entertainment purposes, creating stunning visual spectacles in the night sky. However, considering the mysterious nature of the phenomenon and its peculiar characteristics, it's understandable that some may speculate about extraterrestrial origins. Reports of unidentified flying objects often involve descriptions of glowing orbs or lights in the sky, leading to speculation about possible alien activity. This footage does fit the bill, but something about it tells me it might be a human invention. What do you guys see when you look at it? In this next one, we have a bird frozen mid-air. You know what? Let me just show it to you. Yup, that's it. Strange, huh? While some might rush to explain such occurrences with scientific and logical reasoning, I believe that these things have become too regular to explain them. And how on earth are you going to explain this? It has to be either it's the aliens or we live in a simulation and there are really glitches happening everywhere. What do you think?
Alright, so I don't know what's going on. We're back in Greece, by the way, alright?
What
But
the fuck is this
like,
thing?
what is going on? I never saw this since I'm here.
Greece, land of the gods and stunning sunsets. But this footage, it's like stepping into an alternate reality where everything's been doused in a fiery orange hue. At first glance, you might think someone's gone a little overboard with the Instagram filters, but hold up. The person behind the camera insists that this is the real deal, with no filter in sight. So what in the name of Zeus could be causing this surreal scene? Some speculate that it could be a sandstorm, a natural occurrence known to envelop landscapes in a swirling cloud of dust and sand particles. The orange tint could be the result of sunlight filtering through the dusty atmosphere, painting everything in its path with a warm amber glow. But there's always room for speculation in the comments section. What do you think it is? Nature is an enigmatic force which can be both awe-inspiring and intimidating. One such instance of this duality can be seen in the footage where large rocks slide from the side of the road over the railings and then onto the road. The sheer size of the rocks and the speed at which they move are enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Despite several bystanders filming the incident, there seemed to be no way to stop or mitigate the damage caused by the rock. It's in moments like these that we're reminded of nature's raw power and the fact that we're just mere mortals in its path. In another instance, we see the asphalt on the road assume an unusual shape, almost as if it were boiling. This piques the curiosity of a passerby, and upon closer inspection, a man pries open one of these pockets to reveal a massive stone. So underneath all these pockets are stones? What phenomena is this? Let us know if you have any idea of what this could be in the comments section below. Now, this is one hideous-looking creature. It's got that chameleon vibe, hasn't it? But there's something about it that's not quite typical about lizards. As much as I'd love to experiment, I'd love for something like this to exist, it just doesn't seem that real. Something about it screams CGI. It's either that or a fantastic beast decided to make a grand entrance into our reality. The creature's unusual appearance raises eyebrows, and you're not alone in thinking it might be a computer-generated creation. With the advancement of technology, it's becoming increasingly challenging to distinguish between what's real and what's digitally crafted. Which do you think it is? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. In the middle of the ocean near Key West, Florida, a group of men noticed these strange cloud formations in the sky. They were round clouds.
Bro, look at these clouds. What is going on? What is that?
But look over there, there's a circle one that's the actual cloud. Yeah.
While the mystery surrounding these atmospheric anomalies sparks a variety of speculations, such as portals or even cloaked UFOs, the phenomenon in question is commonly referred to as hole punch clouds. Hole punch clouds are fascinating meteorological occurrences that arise under specific conditions. These clouds, officially known as fall streak holes, form when supercooled water droplets in a cloud rapidly freeze due to the introduction of ice crystals. This process leads to the creation of a void or hole in the cloud, surrounded by an intriguing ring of ice crystals. The science behind hole punch clouds is intriguing, but understandably, these atmospheric oddities can give rise to imaginative interpretations. So if you come across a mysterious opening in the clouds, it's likely just a quirky display of nature's frosty handiwork rather than a portal to another dimension. Either that, or you may want to prepare for the apocalypse.
It's like a missing puzzle piece or something.
What is going on here? Look at these clouds.
Now here we have another close call with an elevator. This footage was taken from the security camera in the elevator. A man and a woman were riding in an elevator going about their day when suddenly things took a terrifying turn. As the woman exits the elevator, the man remains inside using what appears to be an iron rod to prop the doors open while he retrieves his belongings. But fate has other plans in store. In a hard-stopping moment, the elevator doors begin to close with the iron rod still wedged between them and the man's foot, precariously positioned. Before anyone can react, the elevator lurches into motion, threatening to trap the man's leg in its unforgiving grasp. With lightning-fast reflexes, the man manages to free his leg from the impending danger, narrowly avoiding a potentially disastrous outcome. As the elevator grinds to a halt, he proceeds to pry the rod out, and as you can see, the metal is bent. This man was really lucky. Is Bigfoot dangerous? Well, most would probably say no, but there are still some who think the big guy is. The assumption is that the big guy loves to avoid people but is still very territorial and would protect his home. Some have shared accounts of them being attacked. Our next clip is one such account. This was recorded by a man who ventured into the woods to find the big guy. His trip met an unexpected twist when a stone was hurled toward him. The rock hit him on the head, causing him to lose consciousness. Despite this, his phone continued to record and it captured strange, eerie sounds emanating from the forest. The sounds were like howls and growls that echoed through the woods, leading him to believe that it was Bigfoot who had attacked him. This deviates from a lot of the things that we know about the big guy, the stone attack. Really? Bigfoot? Forgive me, but sometimes things like this are just a hard pill to swallow, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. In fact, the authenticity of the clip is being questioned. Even if the clip is the real deal, some think there might be another creature responsible for the attack. What do you guys think? Alrighty then, buckle up for a trip to Antarctica. Feast your eyes on this footage. It's a curious sight to behold, isn't it? It's not every day you capture a strange cave nestled in the icy walls. Naturally, there are a lot of theories on what this one is and what it could be. One theory posits the possibility of an alien base hidden beneath the icy surface of Antarctica. The notion of extraterrestrial presence in remote and desolate locations has been a recurring theme in conspiracy theories and speculative discussions about unidentified phenomena. On the flip side, another idea proposes that the structure could be a secret facility, possibly linked to government or military activities. Antarctica, due to its tough conditions and isolated position, has always intrigued different nations, sparking guesses about undisclosed operations happening there. Some say the Nazis occupy the place, whilst others think the governments of the world have a joint secret project ongoing there. But what about you guys? What do you think could be going on in that icy land? Share your theories with us in the comment section. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Sasquatch after you now, would you? The middle of the ocean can be a spooky place, and this next clip proves that.
Jesus Christ. The fuck, everything's going off.
We're introduced to a boat acting up, with its lights flickering and controls going haywire. Even the alarms aren't left out, and the whole thing creates a chaotic scene. To heighten the suspense, the boat runs out of fuel, increasing the feeling of vulnerability in the open sea. Suddenly, a loud sound cuts through the air, prompting the person recording to rush out onto the deck.
Like there's a fucking poltergeist or some shit in here. Oh! Oh! No.
And just as quickly as the chaos erupted, everything stopped and calm was restored. An eerie question lingers. What just happened, and why is it all of a sudden quiet? The ocean is beautiful, yes, but it's also very treacherous and mysterious. What would you have done in this situation? Does any of you have any experience? Please, by all means, do share. For the longest time, we hear scientists warning us about global warming, saying that the Earth is going to get hotter and hotter. But I guess nature has a sense of humor. Take a look at these hailstorms, ice falling from the sky. We're talking about hailstones the size of golf balls or even larger, wreaking havoc on everything in their path. Cars get dented, windows are shattered, and crops are destroyed. It's like nature's way of saying, think you have me all figured out? Well, think again. What's even more puzzling is that these hailstorms often occur during the warmer months. Just when we think we should be enjoying summer sun, we get belted by ice from above. How does this align with the narrative of a warming planet? I mean, if the atmosphere is supposed to be getting hotter, shouldn't we have warm water falling down to us and not solid chilled ice? Well, it turns out there's a science explaining it. Hailstorms occur during warmer months because thunderstorms driven by warm, moist air rising and creating strong updrafts can lift moisture to altitudes where it freezes and forms hail. Global warming increases the energy and moisture in the atmosphere, potentially intensifying these thunderstorms and making hail more likely. Despite the overall trend of rising temperatures, local weather variability still allows for cold upper atmospheric conditions necessary for hail formation. Thus, hailstorms are consistent with a warming planet, demonstrating the complex and dynamic nature of climate change. I know the last part was a bit complex, but science is always complex when Julius is away. I miss that guy.
Why is you looking at me sideways? Why is you coming at me sideways? Do I know you from somewhere? What's up with you?
A man was walking home one night when this stray cat approached him. As you can see, the cat's head is unnaturally twisted sideways. Despite this, it appeared fine and started to walk toward the man. It cried out to him, and as it got closer, its cries became more unsettling, almost as if it were trying to communicate something. The man, feeling a mix of fear and curiosity, kept his distance. I mean, if I were him out at night and a kitty cat came to me in this state, I would keep my distance too. The way the cat moved, combined with its unnaturally twisted neck, gave it an almost otherworldly presence. Aaron, our in-house conspiracy theorist for those new to this platform, is convinced without reasonable doubt that this cat is a skinwalker. I wanted to believe this too, but someone made a profound statement in the comments section of the original post. He suggested that the cat's twisted neck is a birth defect, not anything supernatural. Once I read the comment, I wondered why that never came to me in the first place. Anyway, what do you guys think it is? A bad skinwalker transformation or a cat with a birth defect? Share your thoughts and, if possible, experiences. I will be reading.
Why is you looking at me sideways? Why is you coming at me sideways? Do I know you from somewhere? What's up with you?
This little child was at an aquarium alone, and like all children do, the child was innocently waving at a tank, expecting to see some friendly fish. But what appeared was far from friendly. It was a hideous creature with a massive frog-like hand, and it pressed itself against the glass. It had pale skin and a hairless head. Its eyes were almost otherworldly, and as it turned to look at the person filming, its eyes glowed before swimming away. And wait, why am I narrating as though you guys can't see the action for yourself? What do you guys make of it? Could this be a real-life mermaid or a siren? Aquariums typically showcase marine life with the intention of educating and entertaining visitors. I doubt they'd put in something like this. Aaron believes it's a siren that may have come to the aquarium to retrieve something. Personally, I think that's a bit of a stretch, but who knows? Perhaps that's exactly what the sirens want us to think. The next one comes from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Transformer. Yep. Wow. That is crazy.
It starts off with a fiery display from a distance. One initial consideration is the possibility of a faulty transformer, but this looked nothing like that. Others also thought it was perhaps a fire outbreak, but there was also no reports of a fire. A possible explanation might be a natural event like a meteor entering Earth's atmosphere and creating that bright, fiery display. Meteors can produce vivid streaks of light, often known as shooting stars or fireballs. But could this really be a meteor? Or is it that it's just a sorry excuse to keep us from discovering what it truly is? If there are experts here, we'd love to hear from you. In 2020, a Facebook user by the name of Shanique Legacy, who lives in Florida, went live and shared a disturbing experience with his followers. He believed that a dog man was lurking around his house and terrorizing his family. This still image taken from his live video captures a blurry yet unsettling figure emerging from the trees. The image shows a creature with dog-like ears and one of its eyes reflecting light, giving it an eerie glow. The snout is very evident, and the creature seems to be looking directly into the camera. According to Shanique, the creature has been spotted several times around his property, often late at night. It will make strange noises, scratch at doors, and move quickly through the shadows, leaving the family in a constant state of anxiety. Despite setting up cameras and motion detectors, they could never get a clear image or understanding of what they were dealing with until this live broadcast. Once they saw the image, they believed it had to be the Dogman. The phenomenon of the Dogman is not entirely new. There have been numerous reports and alleged sightings of such creatures across different parts of the United States. They're often described as a large bipedal wolf-like creature with a human-like posture. Shanique's live video quickly went viral, garnering attention from both believers and skeptics. Some viewers were convinced that the image captured a genuine cryptid, while others argued it was a case of mistaken identity or even a hoax. What do you think, though? Not just about Shanique's story, but about Dogman in general. We've got a mind-blowing video sent in by one of our subscribers that you absolutely need to see. Let's dive into it. In this video, you see a man in a hoodie standing right in front of the camera. Everything seems normal at first, but then out of nowhere, something bizarre happens. The man suddenly gets sucked up into the sky until he completely disappears from view. Check it out into slow motion. It's just unbelievable. Look at that. Some people are saying this is an alien abduction. I've heard plenty of abduction stories, but this one is wild. The way the man is pulled up so quickly and vanishes without a trace is truly eerie. But here's the thing. It looks very unreal. While I'm not here to debunk alien abductions, this footage looks more like it's been edited, don't you think?
Möge deine Reise durch diese Welt dich mit wundervollen Augenblicken erfüllen.
When I started collecting clips for today's episode, I was open to a lot of things, but what I wasn't counting on was this, an AI-powered deity. If you were as confused as I am when I originally heard this, it's simple. There's a rendered face of Jesus powered by the power of AI that allows people to ask questions and receive responses. This has actually been installed in a Swiss church to take the confessions, and the intriguing thing is, 2/3 of those who attended to by this AI-powered God claim to have had a spiritual awakening. While I'm not here to argue over people's supernatural beliefs, Julius did mention something which I believe is worth discussing: privacy. The thing with AI is that it's learned by training on data. The likelihood of the confessions and data of the individuals who make them being stored somewhere is very high. This means it can be assessed by whoever is in charge of the whole thing. Beyond these privacy concerns, is an AI-powered God something you're willing and ready to worship and give into? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section.
Möge deine Reise durch diese Welt dich mit wundervollen Augenblicken erfüllen.
UFO sightings seem to be growing more frequent and vivid lately, and this footage adds to the mystery.
Look at the way it looks. Look. Do y'all see that?
I told you.
That's a UFO, bro.
Right.
It was captured by a group of people one stormy night. The sky was lit with flashes of lightning. The weather was heavy, and rain was just about to fall. As the lightning illuminated the dark clouds, they noticed something unusual. There was a massive, circular object partially visible in the sky. The object appeared to have the classic saucer shape often associated with UFOs. It wasn't fully visible, almost as if it were cloaked or embedded within the clouds, but the brief lightning flashes gave just enough of a glimpse to raise questions. It's hard to dismiss this as just a trick of light. The structure appeared too defined and too deliberate to be a natural phenomenon. Could this be a craft hiding in plain sight?
What is that?
That's a UFO.
Oh shit.
You see it?
Yeah, it looks like oh.
What is that? Wait.
This next one has gone viral in recent times. It features a very peculiar object that was spotted in the night sky. The object in question is triangular and has 3 round lights, one at each point. No one who's seen this clip can state with certainty what it is. Many speculations are flying around, though. Interestingly, a majority of commenters speculated that the object could be a TR-3B. For those unfamiliar with it, TR-3B is a highly secretive aircraft often mentioned in conspiracy theories and UFO lore. According to these theories, the TR-3B is a triangular-shaped craft that's equipped with advanced propulsion and stealth capabilities and is supposedly developed by the United States government's black budget programs. However, there's no concrete evidence to support the existence of the TR-3B. What are your thoughts on this mysterious object in the sky? Do you believe that the TR-3B could be a real top-secret aircraft, or is it just another urban legend? Right when you think you have seen it all. A group of individuals stumbled upon a strange and unsettling creature while exploring a secluded area. The creature was lying on the ground, motionless, with its face and flesh resembling that of a pig. However, upon closer inspection, it became apparent that its lower half was shaped like that of a fish. The creature's mouth was agape, with its tongue sticking out and its sharp teeth on full display. What made this discovery even more disturbing was the fact that the creature bore the unmistakable stamp of a meat factory. Scientists and food factories may be experimenting with and creating meat from these mutated creatures for human consumption. The thought of such a practice is truly horrifying. What do you think about this discovery? Do you believe that we should be more cautious about the food that we consume? Imagine sitting in a quiet office, casually monitoring the security cameras at your workplace when something chilling catches your eye. This is exactly what happened to a shop manager who was reviewing footage late one evening. On the monitor, he noticed a pale face peeking out from behind the door. It looked like the face of a woman, but half of her face appeared distorted, almost as though it was melting or unnaturally blurred. Startled, the manager quickly turned his phone camera to a point at the actual door, expecting to see someone there. But when he looked directly at the spot where the face should have been, there was no one there. It became clear that the security camera was capturing something his eyes couldn't see, possibly an entity or ghost lingering in the shop. Who could this mysterious figure be? Was she someone tied to the shop's past, or just a lost soul making her presence known? Everyone is entitled to their beliefs, especially when it comes to religion. For Christians, faith in Jesus is central, though most have never seen him in person, only relying on stories from the Bible. But what if someone actually captured an image of him? This photograph, taken by a woman on a plane, has sparked that very question. She was flying during a storm when turbulence began to shake the aircraft violently. As fear gripped her, she said a quick prayer, asking for protection and calm. Miraculously, just minutes later, the storm subsided and a strange sense of peace filled the cabin. Compelled by an unexplainable urge, she reached for her camera and snapped a picture out of the window into the stormy skies. She didn't think much of it until after she landed and took the photo to be developed. When she saw the image, she was stunned. There, in the clouds, was the figure of a man in a white robe with arms outstretched. She believes this was Jesus appearing to her in the midst of the storm. The story has left many wondering. What are your thoughts? Do you believe this woman captured an image of Jesus, or is it open to interpretation?
A hidden secret of Port Phillip Bay has been revealed during an extraordinary underwater encounter off Mornington.
Animals are fascinating creatures that never cease to amaze us with their intelligence and behavior. They have a unique way of communicating and interacting with us, and we're still trying to understand their world. Take a look at this encounter. A diver had a unique encounter with an octopus while deep in the sea. The octopus approached her and latched on her hand, motioning her to follow it. The diver followed the creature, and according to her, the octopus would swim ahead of her and turn to make sure she was following. The curious and friendly octopus led the diver to what looked like a grave on the seabed. On the grave, there was a picture of a man and his dog, almost as if the octopus was trying to convey a message to her. Naturally, the encounter was a fascinating experience for the diver, who was left in awe of the octopus's intelligence and behavior. Remarkable, don't you think? Next, we've got another fascinating video that shows a line of shrimps seemingly striking a yoga pose, which left me baffled. How do you even teach shrimps this? I started thinking this has to be the work of some sort of animal or shrimp whisperer. I did some digging around, however, and I discovered that the footage was a cleverly planned reverse video. It's embarrassing, I know, but you can't really blame me, can you? We see weird things all the time, and you have to admit it's amazing how such simple editing can create such an intriguing illusion.
Supposedly the alien said, which I thought was interesting, was military people that had him ask, is your technology natural? It said everything is natural. Now, I don't know that I believe that totally, but everything has to come from one source, right? To a certain extent, even the devil came from God, right? Is technology a natural extension of humanity?
In an intriguing interview, Tony Merkels shared his experience interacting with an alien creature. During their conversation, he claims to have inquired about the source of their advanced technology. The response, according to him, was surprising. The alien explained that their technology was entirely natural, not built or engineered as humans understand it. Merkels then elaborated on the alien's perspective, suggesting that all humanoid beings, from Bigfoot to extraterrestrial entities, originate from the same source as humans. The difference, he claims, arises because these beings took different evolutionary or developmental paths. While humans pursued a path heavily reliant on technology, these beings chose an alternative, non-technological path. This theory is both fascinating and controversial. If true, it can imply a shared cosmic ancestry for various humanoid species, with a divergence being shaped by their environments, choices, or adaptations. The idea that Bigfoot and other cryptids are humanoid beings on a separate evolutionary trajectory adds an intriguing twist to the discussion. What do you think?
Supposedly the alien said, which I thought was interesting, was military people that had him ask, is your technology natural? It said everything is natural. Now, I don't know that I believe that totally, but everything has to come from one source, right? To a certain extent, even the devil came from God, right? Is technology a natural extension of humanity?
Over here, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Oh my god.
It hit over here by trees, bro. It's behind the houses now.
A couple in Arizona was driving home late at night after an evening out when they noticed something unusual as they approached their driveway. Hovering above one of their neighbors' houses were two strange objects. The couple immediately began recording, capturing footage of the crafts. As you can see, these are not drones or helicopters. The objects are circular with lights glowing around their edges, hovering in the night sky. In the background, you can hear the couple reacting in shock and disbelief, their voices filled with awe and fear as they try to make sense of what they're seeing. What do you think these objects are? Could this really be a UFO?
Oh my god.
It hit over here by trees, bro. It's behind the houses now.
This image dates back to the 18th century and was found in an old home. It's a tiny human-like skeleton lying on its side with delicate wings on its back. On seeing this, the only thing that comes to mind is fairies. You know, those magical creatures we all loved as kids and believed to be purely imaginary. But what if they weren't just figments of our imagination? What if the stories we heard involving them were actually real, or at least based on real beings and real situations? If you're skeptical, take a look at these skeletal remains. The bones are small, but the structure is undeniably human-like, and the wings. There are no creatures in nature that will fit into this body. It's got to be something more, something different, something ancient. It's almost as though the tales of fairies, which we thought were just whimsical stories, might have been real accounts passed down through generations. But then again, perhaps my excitement is blinding me to the truth. What do you guys think? Take a look at this dog. Something is definitely off. Just watch its movements. There's an eerie, unnatural sway as it growls, baring its teeth in a menacing way. It's not just the aggressive posture, but the almost otherworldly way it moves that has people talking. Some believe this dog might actually be a skinwalker. According to Native American folklore, a skinwalker is a shape-shifting creature often depicted as a malevolent witch capable of transforming into an animal or taking on its characteristics. The unsettling movements and behavior of this dog have fueled these suspicions, with many pointing to the folklore as a possible explanation. But what if it's something else entirely? Could it be a medical condition affecting the dog's nervous system, causing these strange movements and aggressive behavior? Neurological disorders or even rabies could potentially explain such systems, though they would still be deeply concerning for the dog's health and safety. A man and his neighbors had been hearing strange and bizarre sounds at night. While they'd become accustomed to hearing these sounds, it didn't sound like any animal they knew. This both frightened and intrigued them, but no one was going to risk their lives to find out what it was, until our man filming did. In the dark, he could see something move, albeit it was very dark, so he couldn't really see its full form. By some stroke of luck, he was able to take some pictures, and after working on them for a bit, they came out a tad clearer. But what he had captured was unclear. He uploaded the captures online, and many opinions came up. Some thought he'd captured a raptor, which is a small to medium-sized bipedal theropod known for its sharp claws, agility, and carnivorous nature. Some also thought it looked more like a terror bird, which is a large, flightless predatory bird from the Cenozoic era, known for its powerful beak, strong legs, and ability to chase down prey in prehistoric ecosystems. The thing with these two suggestions is that they are extinct. This hasn't, however, stopped some from thinking and believing this is the real deal. There's a popular belief among some paranormals that dinosaurs may not be as extinct as we thought, and may just be hiding within the hollow earth and resurfacing once in a while. Wild, I know, but do you have another explanation for this?
So this USB cable right here cost me over 350,000 naira. The question is why? This is just an ordinary cable that you can plug into your iPhone and it charges the phone. But this is not just an ordinary USB cable. This is actually a hacking tool.
Have you ever borrowed a phone charging cable? You might want to think twice before doing it again. A new type of USB cable has surfaced, and it poses a serious security risk. This innocent-looking cable has an inbuilt memory chip and functions as a hacking tool. When you plug it into your phone to charge, your device powers up as expected, but that's not all. Unbeknownst to you, the person who gave you the cable can gain unauthorized access to your phone. They can retrieve sensitive data, passwords, and other personal information without you ever realizing it. Originally, this type of cable was reportedly used by the NSA as part of their high-level surveillance operations. However, after an internal memo was leaked, the technology made its way into the mainstream, where it can now be exploited by cybercriminals. So always be cautious about those cables you're using. Carry your own charging equipment whenever you go out to avoid falling victim to this sneaky method of hacking.
And these cables come in all forms, Type A, Type C, even Lightning like this one. And here's the funny thing, it works on both iOS and Android seamlessly.
A deep-sea camera captured this creature in the ocean depths, which has left many baffled. This bizarre creature was a fish with the head of a boar with horns on its head. The original poster dubbed it the sea boar. This unusual sighting has piqued the curiosity of many, including myself and my team. Intrigued by the footage, we conducted extensive research, scouring scientific databases, marine biology records, and even folklore archives for any mention of such a creature. However, we found no documented evidence or references to a creature resembling this so-called sea boar. This discovery raises several intriguing possibilities. Could it be a new species that has eluded scientific classification until now? The ocean's depths are still largely unexplored, and new species are discovered regularly. This creature could be an example of deep-sea gigantism or an unknown evolutionary adaptation. Either that or it's just AI. What do you think we're looking at? If I told you I knew with certainty what this is, I'd be lying, and Julius isn't here to help, but thankfully we can still use our powers of deduction to come to an educated guess. As you can see, the individual in the clip uncovered this ancient artifact and brought out some parchments from within it. They aren't written in English, so we can't really tell what it says. For some weird reason, though, the individual burns it and goes on to keep exploring the items in this artifact. He brings out another artifact, which he cleans up and puts on as a ring. It's hard to say if it's some form of ancient ring or if he's just making wrong assumptions. Either way, the clip ends shortly after he puts it on. Naturally, this has us asking questions. Where did he go? What's the history behind those items? And why did he burn the parchment? If anyone can answer any of them from the clip alone, then please help us out in the comments section. Remember the blue sphere from Manchester that was featured in our recent episode? Well, there's an update, and it's even more confusing. So, this clip was not recorded in the UK. No, it was actually recorded in Arizona on December the 1st, so not too long after Manchester. The big question on everyone's mind is, why? Nobody knows. The only connection we can make is the fact that there has been a surge in UFO sightings reported across the state. Could this sphere have something to do with the surge, or is the surge what brought the sphere there? So many questions, yet no answers. Does any of you know what might be happening here? Please feel free to share. This next one comes from a security camera at a museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, and it's nothing short of unsettling. The video shows what appears to be a humanoid figure moving about the museum. However, this is no ordinary figure. It looks like a mass of black smoke shaped like a human, eerily hovering over and around various items on the display. The smoky apparition moves fluidly, almost as if it's inspecting the artifacts before dissipating or vanishing from sight. Some believe this could be evidence of a paranormal entity, possibly a spirit tied to the museum's artifacts. What do you think? Next, we have another alleged Bigfoot encounter that was shared on Reddit by a hiker in Vancouver Island. Let's take a look. She was on a route when, according to her, she spotted this creature ahead in the trees. The creature had its head poked out from some bushes, but the rest of its body was hidden. It had this grotesque look, very different from the usual description of the Bigfoot we know. According to her, she was so terrified she managed to get just this image. Just look at the face. Do you think this is indeed a Bigfoot we're looking at, or yet another cryptid altogether? If you thought that was odd looking, then I wonder what you'd make of this one. Someone found this strange looking sandy ground. There was a round patch of sand on the ground that looked like it was boiling. The person filming put bricks into it, and it went right in. What could this be? Now, I'm not saying there's a sand-dwelling creature with a penchant for building materials, but hey, stranger things have happened. It's like we've stumbled upon the lair of some ancient desert guardian ready to gobble up anything that dares to disturb its sandy slumber. As much as I love my monsters, I don't think that's what's happening here. Does any one of you know what we're dealing with here? Kindly share in the comments section. Imagine running into this immediately after a rain. Your first thoughts and impressions would be, this has got to be some sort of insect swarm, right? Well, that's exactly what the individual recording thought until he got closer and realized that they weren't insects at all. So what were they? That's the thing, he doesn't know. They did look like a couple of magnetized metallic fragments that were bonding together. The last time we checked, such a thing shouldn't exist. So what could be going on here? Some think it's the government at it again. They think it's geoengineering or weather modification. Others think it might be alien. A subsect of the paranormal community, however, remains skeptical. They state he could just have tested his hypothesis by deploying a magnet. The lack of a magnet is proof to them the whole thing is fake and made up for likes and views. But what's your opinion? We'd love to know. A cat owner came home one day and noticed her feline companion playing with the curtains. At first, she thought it was adorable and even chuckled at its antics. But then, something strange caught her attention. The cat stopped playing and turned to stare at her. Its eyes were glowing red, looking onto her with an intensity that sent a chill down her spine. This did not feel normal. Cats have often been linked to the supernatural. Could this be a sign of something beyond the ordinary? What do you think? Next, we got a rather peculiar clip that I came across recently.
This is the original elf on the shelf, brought back from Ireland nearly 100 years ago.
The person in the clip believes that what he has in his possession is a leprechaun. It was apparently brought from Ireland a century ago. Do you remember the popular holiday tradition of Elf on the Shelf? During the Christmas season, a popular tradition involves placing a small elf doll, often referred to as the elf on the shelf, in different locations around the house each day. The premise is that the elf is sent by Santa Claus to watch over children and report back to him each night on their behavior. This person has something similar, a mummified elf-like creature that they display every Christmas. The creature is quite unsettling with its dried skin and teeth. The man who brought it home claims that strange things happen whenever the creature is displayed, from flickering lights to strange noises. It feels as if someone is always watching you. The overall experience, according to him, is quite eerie and unsettling. Now let me ask this question. Is it worth having such a thing in your home? Here we have another reported Bigfoot sighting. It was allegedly taken with an infrared trail camera. The picture shows a bipedal cryptid walking with an estimated height of at least 7 feet and with noticeably thick muscles in the chest area. The capture is unusually white, which might be due to the technology used to capture the image. Naturally, the comment section of the original post was a battlefield between skeptics and believers. One commenter argues that it is cropped CGI image. Another unbeliever says that the whole thing is a hoax because someone else also claims to have the very same image. Frankly, it's hard to say which side is right, but myself and my team leans ever so slightly on the possibility of it being a hoax. What do you think? On December the 4th, 2024, witnesses captured footage of unusual lights streaking across the sky. The lights appeared to be emanating from objects descending toward Earth, sparking widespread curiosity and debate. Some observers suggest that the phenomenon might be space debris re-entering Earth's atmosphere and burning up as it falls. This explanation aligns with the fiery trails and bright flashes often associated with atmospheric re-entry. Others, however, speculate that the lights could be UFOs. What are your thoughts? Could this be a routine cosmic event, or are we witnessing something extraordinary?
นี่ยังใหญ่เลยน่าจะติดที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหม
That's exactly what you think it is, a giant snake. I knew some snakes could get really large, but that's on a whole different level. It appears to have recently eaten just before the flag, given its protruded belly. At least, that was my working theory until Julius showed up from nowhere and stated that the python had drowned. I argued it was moving, but he stated it only appeared to be moving because of the water not being still. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but does any of you know which exact species this python is? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section.
นี่ยังใหญ่เลยน่าจะติดที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหม
Still on near-death experiences, take a look at this footage that was taken by a passenger on a plane that had lost its wheels mid-flight. It was a United Airlines flight that had taken off from Los Angeles Airport. The footage shows a view through the windows, and everything outside looks surprisingly smooth. As the camera panned around the cabin, you could see that most passengers were calm, though a few were chanting, "Brace, brace, brace." Despite the terrifying situation, the pilots and crew managed the crisis expertly. The plane even landed safely without any incidents or casualties, an incredible testament to the skill and competence of the crew. Even though it ended well, it was undoubtedly a scary situation for everyone on board. A scenario like this would certainly test anyone's nerves. Next, we've got some captivating footage from a home security camera in Mexico that caught something extraordinary on a stormy night. It's evident from the clip that the camera is positioned outside a house, providing an elevated view of the surroundings. The night is alive with the flashes of lightning and the rumble of thunder, creating a dramatic backdrop for what's about to happen. You can also see the sea in the distance. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a light appears. It moves steadily from the horizon towards the land. You can even see its reflection shimmering on the surface of the sea. A second look at the light, and you can tell it's some sort of craft, despite being so far away in the dark. No human crafts move the way this appears to move, and not many human crafts have this much light emanating from it. This leaves one possibility of an alien spacecraft. But is that even possible? Well, Aaron, our conspiracy theorist, and hundreds of others who believe in the paranormal believe that's the case. What say you? Strange things have been happening across East Idaho. Residents have reported hearing loud, unexplained booms that are so powerful they shake homes. These booms occur multiple times a week and have left many baffled. While some local news outlets have attributed the sounds to skyquakes, many believe there's more to the story. One Idaho resident, Aaron, has been sharing his experience on TikTok.
This has been happening all over East Idaho in several small towns, especially out in the country where it's quieter. But we've been hearing loud booms, like explosions, specifically at night, over the past 2 months.
He's been documenting the mysterious booms even after allegedly being approached by law enforcement and asked to take his videos down.
Shortly after posting my video about the booms, I have a law enforcement friend. He came over to my house and said, "Hey, Aaron, it'd be a good idea to pull the video you posted about the booms and not talk about it anymore." He didn't tell me if he knew what they were or what they were doing it for, but he says as an agency, they've been told to deny, deflect, and diffuse.
Aaron refused, continuing to post updates and theories about what might be causing these earth-shaking sounds. Things got even weirder when a seismologist who had set up devices to investigate the phenomenon and was preparing to release a story about the booms suddenly passed away from a heart attack.
Before they could actually run the story, he had a heart attack, and he's gone. So that got me thinking that there's something going on with these booms that we're not supposed to know about. So if I stop making videos, guys, you'll know why.
This unexpected death only fueled speculation, with many wondering if there was a deliberate effort to suppress information. However, Aaron's most recent video has raised even more concern among his followers. In this clip, Aaron is seen cooking beans and salted pork, but viewers couldn't help but notice that something was off.
I've been talking a lot about the booms lately, and today I'm going to show you how to make natural booms, and that's with beans.
He appeared not quite like his usual self. Some even speculated that he might have been coerced or tampered with in some way. Could the higher-ups have gotten to Aaron? Are these strange booms connected to something being hidden from the public? What do you think is happening in East Idaho?
Just because I know a lot of you are worried about me, so I want to get a video out just to let you know I'm okay and everything's normal. We're even still talking about the booms a little bit. Just cooking the beans.
Moving on, we've got what I like to call one of the closest encounters we have ever shared.
Watch out, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you weren't at work.
This clip starts off with a man singing and telling himself not to crash because he came skiing when he told his wife he was at work. It was a humorous start, and I was expecting something funny to happen until his GoPro, which is what I'm assuming he's using, caught wind of something humanoid walking to his right. From what we briefly see, it's humanoid with a human gait and fur all around. There's no way that area has chimps living it, which leads to one conclusion. That's right, the big guy, Bigfoot. Most individuals like myself always suspect the Yeti would be the one to be found in these areas, but perhaps I and everyone else like me is wrong. What do you think?
Watch out, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you weren't at work.
This woman was driving across a bridge, just going about her everyday business. Everything seemed perfectly normal until out of nowhere a car from the incoming lane hits her truck and she suddenly veers off the road. Her dash cam captures every terrifying moment. Given she's driving a semi, she goes through the steel rails like it was butter, which leaves a car teetering dangerously on the edge. The hood of a car flies off from the impact, and the vehicle dangles halfway over the edge of a bridge. It's a close call. I mean, she was literally seconds away from disaster. You can almost feel the adrenaline and fear she must have felt in that moment. It's like one of those scenes where you can't help but hold your breath, hoping for a miracle. It's chilling to think about how differently things could have ended. She was lucky to escape this near-death experience without having met death. Not many can say that. Humans have come up with countless explanations for a lot of things, but death remains a profound enigma. No one really knows what happens after we're gone, or if we even truly are gone.
Look, guys, gone in 2021.
Wait.
It's a wild guess why, but
Look.
we're running
binary codes.
binary codes here, guys, off the thing.
Get away from me.
Guys, we're right here at the cemetery, and this person was gone in 2023, and we're collecting binary codes. We have both of our phones on airplane mode, so it collects no binary codes at all. But when you get close to her grave, look, you had a number right there. Get close. Look, 2022, guys. Binary codes up the ass right there.
These men are no different and decided to visit the graveyard to run what I would call a little experiment. They had a device that could detect data and present it in binary code. With this device, they decided to approach graves and see if they would pick up anything. When they approached the grave of someone who had died in 2021, the device started presenting binary codes which were supposed to be coming from the grave. They tried the same thing on another grave dated 2023, and the device again read codes as soon as it got closer to the grave. Is this evidence that the dead are not as silent as we once thought? They did believe so, and that's what they were trying to communicate. But individuals under their post had a different take. This user, for instance, believes that they were recording data from the graphene rather than the individuals in the grave. Julius isn't here to teach us or inform us of this fact, and I also couldn't find anything online when I did my research. If there is an expert amongst you who can explain what's going on here, please do so in the comments section. I would pin your comment when I see it so we could all learn. Until that comment comes, what do you guys think? Could the dead really be attempting to make contact, or are we just recording data from the natural environment like these users said?
Look, 2022, guys. Binary codes up the ass right there. There's information coming out of the graves, guys.
Let's dive into another mystery, this time from Japan. Residents in a quiet community captured these intriguing images during the evening, and they've left everyone puzzled. In the photos, you can see 9 glowing pillars of light piercing through the sky. These radiant beams appeared to stretch from the sky into the air, yet no one in the area reported seeing anything on the ground that could have produced them. No large lights, no machinery, nothing. What makes this even more bizarre is that there's no clue or explanation as to how these lights got there. Some speculate there could be a rare atmospheric phenomenon, perhaps caused by ice crystals reflecting light. Others are convinced this is evidence of something otherworldly, like a signal or a portal. So what do you think these mysterious light pillars could be? What would you do if you found human remains while exploring the woods? Leave the place and not return, right? Well, the individual who recorded the upcoming video did the exact opposite, and this is why. They wanted to get to the bottom of whatever they had encountered. When they returned, they hung a trail camera in the area and captured what you're seeing on your screen. In the beginning, they didn't know what it was that they were looking at, but after a few seconds, it became apparent. It was definitely the big guy. Although we don't see much of him, from what we do see, we can tell he's huge. He appears to have fur all over his body and moves those branches with ease, which will suggest strength or muscle, as some like to put it. While many in the paranormal community are convinced these guys may have caught a glimpse of the Bigfoot, some are skeptical. They feel the whole thing might have been a setup. Even among those who don't think it's a setup, something doesn't sit right. What was Bigfoot doing with human remains? I guess we'll never really know. Before we watch this clip, I just got one thing to say. What the hell is wrong with young people these days with all these TikTok-y, Instagram-y, strange trends that they do, where people die?
China hay personas que están metiéndose plástico en la boca antes de comer. ¿Pero por qué lo hacen y qué se supone que logra esto? En realidad allí se ha vuelto popular una tendencia bastante extraña. Antes de comer su comida favorita, la gente se coloca un plástico transparente en la boca, lo mantiene ahí por unos segundos y luego lo saca junto con la comida y la tira. Ellos creen que de esta forma el cerebro piensa que realmente ya comieron ese alimento y que así pueden hacer dieta sin consumirlo. Sin embargo, este truco es completamente falso, pero aún así muchas personas siguen creyendo en él. Especialistas en nutrición explican que engañar al cerebro de esta forma no funciona a largo plazo. El cerebro no solo reconoce el acto de masticar, sino también la digestión, las calorías y los nutrientes que realmente entran al cuerpo. Por eso, cuando se usan estos trucos, el hambre vuelve con más fuerza y muchas personas terminan comiendo más después. Además, meter plástico en la boca puede causar asfixia, infecciones, irritación en la garganta y hasta microcortes en la boca. Aún así, este tipo de ideas se hacen virales porque prometen resultados rápidos sin esfuerzo. El cerebro no solo reconoce el acto de masticar, sino también la digestión, las calorías y los nutrientes que realmente entran al cuerpo. Por eso, cuando se usan estos trucos, el hambre vuelve con más fuerza y muchas personas terminan comiendo más después. Además, meter...
With that last ridiculous clip, we end today's episode of Classified Captures. Oh man, I love this channel so much. Thank you for staying with us, guys. Now do me a favor before you leave. Sorry. Is there anyone else that can host this channel? Before you go, are there any clips and videos that you got that we can feature on this channel? If you have them, please give them to us. If you do, and we play them, we'll let people know it came from you. Now share this with everybody that you love, please. Tell them that this clown of a man called Steve hosts this channel and he can't stop laughing and saying stupid shit. I don't care. Oh man, I gotta go. I'll see you later.